All right, looks like I'm live. I'm gonna hide my picture for a little bit so you can see the picture behind me. During my 1 week stay in Falmouth, Jamaica last week for my 40th birthday. Ah, so awesome. It was such a wonderful trip. And I just wanted to do this video for myself to commemorate my 40th birthday. And it's crazy because, like, when you're young, you don't think you're going to be dead by this age. You just don't envision yourself at 40. Like, what is life going to be like? What am I going to be like, or whatever? It's been an interesting journey, and I just, I just have this, what is it? This informed excitement. You know, I truly feel like I am heading into a new phase. 40 brings a whole lot of things. Chemically, life stages, things happening physically, whatever. But like, I feel like I truly am entering a new phase. And it was just beautiful. The place where we stayed was beautiful. The people that hosted us were just awesome, beautiful people who showered love on us. I took my sister with me so I wouldn't travel alone, and she just ended up being just as blessed by the trip as I was, if not more. But it was cool. Like, we went to the baths at Milk River. We got in there, and that was an interesting interesting experience. But it was really cool. The food was amazing. I mean, we the lobster. It was just like a plate heaping with lobster, and it was so delicious the way they prepared it. So that was a nice day. We went there. We didn't bother with the massages because we wanted to get around as much as we could before we left. But just going to Jamaica for the first, well, this is my second time going, but my first time not being like a tourist. Like, the first time I went to Jamaica, we stayed at the hotel the whole time. I mean, we went to Dun River Falls, which was amazing, and then that was it. We went back home, but this time it's like I was in a home. It was a big, beautiful home in the mountains. In the mountain. Look at the view. Like, are you kidding me? I woke up to that I didn't even wake up to that. What I woke up to was that with all of these colors and then the mountains. Like, there's just no way to describe it. It was just so awesome. I woke up to that every morning. I could see the view from my bed because there were windows everywhere. And it was really like a love trip. I just felt like God was just loving on me this whole trip. I felt so showered on and doted on and cherished. And I just feel in general like I'm just thanking God that He has allowed me the time. God gave me time to heal, to work things out of myself. I've been joking for the past 2 to 3 years that I've been in princess jail. It's like I've been in this kind of confinement, but it was one that was imposed to make me better and to ensure that my heart rebounded from some of the things I've been through in life, recent years, early years, all that good stuff, and to learn and acquire the tools to move forward and not live my life from a place that's poisoned or dictated by those old things from the past, which is basically the point of my song from now on. If you haven't, if you haven't streamed it yet, please do. That's my personal mantra God gave me, and that's what it is. It's like I felt like, okay, these past 2 to 3 years of my life, if I were in control of my life, what I would do with them, where I would be or try to get to by the time I turned 40. And God had another plan. And the awesome thing is, his plan is to prepare me for, you know, some of what I want. God says, God be saying yes, everything ain't no and wait. Hold on, let me put do not disturb on my phone. And God be saying yes, but sometimes he says yes, but let me prepare you for it first. you know, it's the whole idea of hurry up and wait. So I've been in princess jail. I'll probably do another video describing that fully for the past 2 to 3 years. Just learning how to be all over again and just taking it all in. So the trip was awesome. I want to talk to y'all just for a little bit before I go into just my ramblings. Just things that just was on my mind that I just feel like I want to talk about. Um, why y'all call them roads in Jamaica? Like I get that they're gray and made of gravel or pavement or whatever, and like if you're a car you're supposed to drive on it. But road, I mean, I I feel like driving on the roads in Jamaica, like once you get up into the mountain part, that's a skill. Like I don't get how like USCI, how the immigration office don't have a special visa for people that can drive up a mountain, up and down a mountain, mountainous areas, regions of the island. Because first of all, I mean, a whole heap of potholes anywhere is like a problem, right? Uh, a challenge for uh for smooth transit. But then you have all of those potholes up a mountain, and these mountains they'll be having like, because I grew up in America, and anytime you're driving on something that go up, there are rails. Because if the car swerve, you hit something, something hit you, something happened, you hit the rail, and most of the time, hopefully, you'll stay on the road and not veer off of it, right? Um, where we were in Jamaica, like it was some little wall some places, but it just seemed like they were building wall just where people kept, falling off the mountain and dying. Like, it's not like, oh, he veered off the road and now he's in the grass. It's like if you veer off the mountainside, there's not even a slope. It's it's straight down. And so you should also know, like, the road doesn't go, okay, we're going up the mountain, right, with the potholes. Oh, pothole. No, because now you have the pothole them, and then you have the piece of wall that's only where people keep dropping off, where people keep whooping, and then it then it don't even go around like this, because that would be predictable. It's like while it's going around, you got to do that, and then you can go around, and then you got to do it. They have a corner named Deviation Corner. Nothing on a mountain should be named that. Like, I feel like why you didn't have to build the road how the mountains stay. Like, just like, why didn't they just wrap the mountain in road? You know what I mean? But yeah, we didn't fall off. I feel like now that I have ridden on the mountains of Jamaica with the driver we had, I feel like I should have no more trepidation um as far as going on rides, because I wasn't really like an amusement park ride person. Like I would never do it. Like I mean, I did like Splash Mountain as a kid, and it's just like roller coasters aren't for me, right? But like, but I'm good. I'm okay now. I can do it now. Um, but it was beautiful. It was beautiful and terrifying at the same time because it's just like this man is driving so fast. And I thank God that he was so competent. Like I'm telling you, if you are a driver in Jamaica and I run into you in the States, you not paying for your drink. Period. And I'm going to lobby the government because they need to create, if they have all of these talent visas for people that have these special talents and gifts that come from overseas. Jamaican drivers need to be one of them, especially if you're driving on the especially listen. So, but this man was driving so fast, right on the edge. He was just, oh God. But yeah, I just he was driving so fast. It was so scary. But it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Is all he I just felt like all he had to do was sneeze or be startled by something and we were dead. But it was a great trip. So, but the last driver, we had that driver for all day, every day, but our last day. Our last day, we had a driver. It was like, oh, you could just like just just drive on these roads. So that's what he did, and it's like, oh look, faces. Like the people have faces, and we got to see the colors of the houses and the huts and the markets, and it was just all of that. It was all of that. We got to go to downtown Kingston, have the Devon House ice cream. We went to the Jamaican KFC, which everybody said we should do. Oh, the highlight of the trip for me, I don't know. The highlight for me was this view, yeah, that y'all looking at behind me every morning. Like that was it for me. I didn't even need to leave the house, but we went to the Jamaican Natural History Museum and we got the tour there. And that was really special. It's not going to be my last trip to a Jamaican museum because, again, this was my second time being there, but my first time as like a non-tourist. And I wanted for my 40th birthday to really connect with my Jamaican heritage in a way that I haven't before. If I ever really have, like, my parents are Jamaican and I had a largely Jamaican upbringing, grew up in a Jamaican church, and all of that. But Jamaicans in South Florida where I grew up, they didn't really call me Jamaican until I got my license to practice law. I was a Yankee right up until then. So so, whether someone agrees or not that I am Jamaican, I definitely wanted to feel Jamaican and claim that part of my heritage as my own. So the tour through the Natural History Museum did help with that, and I'm excited about going back for the next rung in that ladder, next stop on that journey. So, boom, happy birthday to me. What do I want for my birthday? Same thing I been telling myself that I want by this time of my life is I want to get up and every day consistently pray, drink water, get 10,000 steps in, and go to bed at a decent hour and get good sleep. Okay, sleep, water, prayer, walk. I just want to do it consistently, that I don't even think about it, you know, and all the other things, but I just want to be I want to consistently get good sleep. That's it. And it looks like I'm getting what I want from my, like I want it so bad. I want to just establish these habits so bad that I don't even think about them. And I've been working at it for the past year. Like, I dedicated 2 quarters to just the sleep thing, you know, and I'll go maybe like, okay, this week I'm going to focus on making sure I drink water 30 minutes before a meal, or making sure I drink X amount of water as soon as I wake up, stuff like that. So it's like all the practice and all the winding up that I've been doing over the last year and a half is culminating now into me actually living that way. Like today, I already have 6,000 steps. Um, see my water here? Boom. I mean, it got lemon in it, but and allulose sugar, but it don't register as sugar. By the time my body digests it, it's water. So that's my fourth cup of that. So yeah, happy birthday to me. Boom, did it. Went to Jamaica, came back safe. Thank you, Lord. Um, so just my random thought of the day. And this one, I'm not, speaking as a lawyer. I'm just speaking as a woman that's out here, just in a day and age where people find it fruitful to engage in gender war. At the same time, everybody's upset they can't find somebody to spend the rest of their life with. I don't know how both happen. It's like, I don't know. I don't know what people out here want. I don't follow any of that like red pill combo. And there's been communities and movements that have grown out of it or grown in response to it, and I really just have not had my ear to the street or any of that. But I am a woman who is single, who desires a relationship, and has just sort of heard a lot of what comes out of these communities. I was aware of Kevin Samuels when he was alive, and just saw some things afar off, and it's just like, oh, okay, so we really doing that now, okay. And just hearing the aftermath of his life, the conversation continues, and all of that stuff. I don't know. All I know is there were women I noticed who would call into that man's show, um, knowing that it was knowing that they were going to be subjectively rated using a criteria they didn't agree with. I didn't get why. I just feel like the women who called in that show looking to be evaluated, somebody failed you somewhere. And it just reminded me, it shook me up out of my little corner and reminded me that we need healing out here, man. We need healing, we need mentoring, we need love, we need community, we need knowledge. We need a lot out of here. Um, so I say all that to say, because I was thinking this morning, I was just like, why would a woman, and when I was little, I think I even fell into this. It's just like, why would you tell a guy your whole facts? How is that? And I'm talking about a guy you're talking to. Talking about a guy maybe you're dating. I just and I if you know me personally, I do not mind being corrected at all. I love conversation, I love discourse, I love respectful debate, and I love to be taught. Um so when I say I don't see why, I don't see why would you tell a guy your whole facts? Okay, what I mean by whole facts, because I'm just being funny. But really, like, why would you tell some dude you're talking to, Um, this is how many people I've slept with and when, or whatever. Um, I'm speaking to women like me. I am a Christian. I'm a believer. I'm abstinent. I'm abstinent until marriage. When I was younger, I was a virgin until I was married. Um, and after my marriage was over, you know, a couple of years after that, I was like, yeah, let me um let me get back on the abstinence train. I don't understand if I don't know if you're fornicating and think your relationship with God is 100, you're being deceived. There's a level of intimacy and walking with God that the presence of sin will never allow. And so, sex outside of marriage to God is a sin. I wish it weren't. And it's just like until I resolved that part of my life, I wasn't really like happy and settled in my relationship with the Lord. So, marriage came to an end. Had a mad at God phase for a couple of years. Did what I wanted, whatever. But for the past several years now, past few years, I think that'd be a better word. Been back on the abstinence train, and so I'm talking to women like me. Because I mean, if you're already having sex with them, and even then, I don't know. I don't know. Let's talk about that. But let's start with we're not doing nothing. We're literally just talking or dating. Why would you tell that guy your whole sexual history? And I notice when asked, the information is never volunteered. Like, they don't tell me theirs. We don't ever get around if I want to serve the question back, you know. I mean, sometimes I'll manage to ask it back and whatever, it's a dialogue, blah, blah, but it doesn't mean to us what it means to them. Um, I mean, to God, sin is sin. but we men and women look at each other different. And so I just I don't find it to be self-honoring to be in a shallow part of our relationship with you and you go right for something deep, especially if you don't reciprocate. It's like intimacy should be built, not forced. And I don't know. If I don't know you, it's none of your business. Don't say it like that. I don't like to look at a person and say, hey, that's none of your business. It doesn't feel nice. But I would ask, how is that any of your business at this juncture? How? Because what's the purpose? We're not sleeping together. So, like, what are you trying to figure out? I don't know. Until there's a possibility or we enter into a phase of our relationship where sex is even on the horizon, why do you need to know? And I speak as a low mileage person, or at least that's what people say. The people who do know my business call me low mileage. I'd have no reason to be ashamed of my answer, but is it any of your business if we're not going to be having sex? If we're not having sex now? Because it seems to me the only thing that should really concern me if I am entering a sexual relationship with you is, well, what was left behind down there? You know, what you got what you got going on? Like three of your past partners could have given you herpes. I don't need to know how many people left herpes there. Do you have herpes? Do you have claps and crabs and traps and 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 snaps and crackles and pops? What's going on down there? I don't need to know who done it. Just what is it? You know? Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Educate me if I need to be educated, but it's none of your business. Because what are you going to do? Like, you're going to determine whether you think I'm a hoe or not? What if you're a hoe? Would I care if a hoe think I'm a hoe? Who, like, if you walk into a car dealership and you know ain't none of them cars new, none of them are virgin cars. And I hate the analogy, right? Because a woman's body is not an. I can't even say that. That sounds like something somebody else wrote. Women are sexual objects and we're more than sexual objects. Likewise, men are sexual objects and they're more than sexual objects. Talk about ice on the mouth. Sex is just a part of our being, men and female. There's a time to be a sexual object and there's a time to be everything else that you are. Someone's coming into the garage. That's the garage door. I'm gonna let it close. Yeah. So yeah, as I was saying, a man can be a sexual object to me given the right time and place. So, I mean, I hate the car analogy, but let's just use it for now. You walk into a dealership, you see a car you're interested in purchasing. You know, ain't none of the cars. No. You see how much the car costs, right? If you can't even afford the car, what does it matter how many miles? Like, what? Like, who needs to talk to you about how many miles is on it if you can't even afford it? Like, there's no, you're not gonna be buying it, so you know what I mean. And if it doesn't, if the car analogy doesn't work, then let's just bring it back to reality. Because it's like if you and I, if sex is not on the table for the type of relationship we have right now, if I haven't even determined you're trustworthy, if you haven't determined that you like me like that, if the relationship is going nowhere, it's like I don't know. Just it just seems to me certain thresholds would need to be crossed first before certain things get shared with each other. But that's me, you know. I'm learning the value of vulnerability these past few years of my life, you know. So maybe it's I don't know, maybe it's I don't know. I've answered the question before, and even though my answer was met with approval by the guy or guys who asked me, I just still felt it was like just cringe, like, oh, okay, I made this whole proud. This this man whore this man whore approves of my h-fax score. It's beneath me. It's beneath you, sis. I wouldn't answer that question. I wouldn't answer any question that's deeply intimate until it's relevant, until y'all get there. You know? You ever go on a date with one of those guys and It's like just a rapid fire, like interrogation style. Child, don't be trying to keep up and answer all them questions. Sip your water. Ask the brother if he's okay. Give him a moment to calm down. Because 8 times out of 10, my experience, okay, anecdotally speaking, they be trying to find out what's going on in your past, and they have a whole car lot of females they dealing with this on the side of you right now. And that's not to say all men are trash, so don't, so don't be a nice lady. I'm just saying, let people in general earn access to your heart, your secrets, your bedroom life, your history, you know, something close to your heart. That's something like that's not like just everybody's business. At least I don't feel like it is. So, show, just ensure that you are shown why that person should have access to that information, good or bad, regardless of what they think about it, because you ain't here to be judged by no dude or no other woman. You shouldn't be judging yourself. You know, we should be all holding ourselves up against the ruler of what God wants and striving to beat our own best, compete with ourselves, our previous best, and go beyond that. But yeah, I don't know why. I just felt like rambling about that today. My ramble is over, and I'm gonna go continue celebrating this beautiful season of my life that God has ushered me into. Thanks for sitting with me. Bye.